Good evening. Happy Monday. And welcome to November. How are we all doing out there? Monday night in the futures market. So far things are looking kind of slow. Hey Rich, how you doing? Doing any trading today? So let's take a look at what the markets did today. Y'all can hear me, right? I didn't test my mic before I got on. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Do you want to share what you did? I mean, you don't have to. It's your strategy, but do you want to share what worked for you? The S&P made another new record high today. Topped out at 46.19 and a half. Fell back, recovered a bit, fell back and recovered a bit. Kind of sideways since the open. Nasdaq also made a new high as Elon Musk was getting richer, with Tesla going to its all-time highs. But the all-time high today, I think, was here, yeah, at 15.913. Actually, yeah, that did, yeah, yeah, that beat Friday. And then that sold off, also came back, sold, and came back, been kind of sideways. Oh yeah, I meant to look at that. I got interested in that a bit, a little while back, and someone would send me a real good explanation strategy guide on it that I actually never really looked at. But I heard that it can be good to figure out retracements and all that. Kappa. Copper actually would have did very good for me today if I was trading it. I think it was. Look at the good old spreadsheet. Notice my spreadsheet looks different now. As I switched over to Google, in case anyone else ever wants to actually look at it, it's now shareable. But 15 wins, 6 losses would have been today if I traded all day long on copper. We have some alerts. Let's see what crude's doing. Crude, there's not much volume so far tonight. We're seeing very low volume. Crude today, slowly did nothing until the European session came alive, and then it went straight up, fell back a little bit after the New York Open. That had a little over a 2-point range. Also sideways since the Open. Natural gas. Had an interesting open here. It closed at 5.566 on Friday and opened at 5.310. It was a 3-point drop from the close to the open. Yeah, I think one reason the volume was off today is apparently November 1st is a holiday in some European countries. So like there were some of the institutions and stuff in like France and other places that were not in the office today. So there was no bank trading or any of those. Plus, we have an FMOC meeting this week, Wednesday, with the announcement of whatever their decision on how much tapering is going to happen. So that always sends the markets for a wild ride. Might be the only thing that could cool this market off, but a lot of people think that it's already factored in and it might not be that big of an effect. What are those alerts I just saw? Gas and crude again. It's all gas and crude. Okay. Gold. Oh, let's see what. That's ES is looks like it wants to try and trend down here on the 1 minute. 5 minutes still kind of sideways, but below the SMA. So keep an eye. Gold today, a slow grind up, I would say. Lots of pullbacks along the way. Roller coaster-ish. 5 minute chart looks a lot uglier than the 1 minute chart does. You gotta think it's gotta pull back at some point in time. It can't keep, this is kind of a little bit crazy here. Look at a daily chart. You know, actually, really, yesterday was actually a red day? Wow, by 3 points. I was gonna say, it's had all these green days in a row. One red pullback day. So yesterday was technically a red day, which kind of surprises me, but only by like 3 points. But you got to think it's gotta. I don't know. It's not into the Bollinger Bands on the daily chart, so it's not like overextended. But you got to think. You had this pullback that was most of September, but still, I don't know. So are we gonna be at 5,000 by the end of the year? It's almost like for the last 2 weeks, so you could just have thrown a contract on long at the beginning of the day, and you have been good. Usually, even when you have a long green run, like this long green run here, you had 5 green days, a red day, two, then two. This is just, it's just odd. We're, well, at least the market continues to make Elon Musk richer. Now got to be worth about 325 billion, somewhere around there. I know he passed the 300 billion mark, and that was right as Tesla was hitting 1,000, and today it closed over 1,200 a share. Gold. Big move down here on gold. And I shouldn't say big move. They look like big candles this time of day. That's only a 3 point move, but it's still a decent move. Showing downtrending on both the 1 minute and the 5 minute. But we're 5 minutes till 7 o'clock. I'm going to wait till 7 o'clock. or 8 o'clock Eastern to before I get anything, because things get a little wonky right at the top of the hour. Well, how much has the ES moved up since it's this is where it started recovering from this downtrend. 4301 was the low here. No, wait, 4260 was the low, and it's up to 4600. So it's gotten three. So this is only the 1st of October. So in 1 month, and so it might even take it till the end of the year to get to 5,000 if things go well this month. It did 4260 to 4619, so 400 points in the month of October. So maybe the Nasdaq goes right along with it. Daily chart, the Nasdaq looks basically the same. It had an additional red day on it this run up. Yeah, but yesterday was not a red day like it was on the S&P. Nasdaq went up by another 55 points yesterday to its all-time highs. You almost got to wonder where we would be at now if the pandemic had never happened. Because I mean, if you look at the daily chart again here, let's go to the S&P again. Go back to the daily chart. We've been on this run since the we had a pullback last September, but other than that, and October, just like this year basically. But we were on the here's the pandemic, March and April, or March I should say, late February to late March. We were already on a bull run, basically from December, the first of January of 2019. We were on a long bull run. We had a huge pullback the last part of 2018. Since then, we've been on a bull run. So you almost got to wonder if the pandemic hadn't happened, where we would be. Crude, crude just sending signals flopping all over, up and down. No real volume on it. 1 minute candles here. Volume of wow, no volume at all yet. Excuse me. Copper also kind of struggling on volume. Top of the hour. See if we get anything popping here. As one of the Asian, I gotta look up the schedule. And remember what opens at what time. One of the Asian markets opens up now, I believe. Got we have the Russell pulling down. Russell had an interesting day as well, where it just exploded. It hit a low down here and almost retouched the low. Its low of the day was actually back here, shortly after open at 22.99. tried to touch it there again, and boomed up, and then came close to touching it here again, and went up, like 58 points, 57 points. Just a pretty big move for the Russell. So Russell has been kind of definitely not as smooth upwards as the other indices have been. It's on an upward trend, but it's making larger relative candles, and it's definitely having more pullbacks. It's almost kind of in a range here. Maybe it's trying to break out of this range. I don't have this on the continuous contract. I somehow screwed that up, so I don't know. I don't know if we're at all-time highs on the Russell or not. I guess I could look. RTY. Let's do current contract in front. There we go. Daily chart. Let's look. Not quite all-time highs, it looks like. Let's go back just to make sure we are. Oops. Oh. Did they just start with the Russell in 2017? The data doesn't go back any further. So, looks like we're near all-time highs on the Russell. Looks like this candle here, March 21st, March 15th, 2021, we hit 2368.2, and we're at 2357.1, so about 5 points off of the all-time highs. So let's see what we're doing here. Gold now giving us a buy signal. Actually, looks like a little bit of a good buy signal. I didn't grab it when I should have. Already up 5 ticks, it looks like. It's still in the 1 minute. I mean, still on the daily chart there. Let's see here on the Nasdaq, we have not been smooth so far tonight. Although this would have been a nice move upwards. This kind of a hanger. Wouldn't have wanted to take that there. I mean, the way I play it, that would have maybe worked. But I'm more interested in this sell signal here. If we're going to start seeing this low volume, though, in the evenings, I'm going to have to go with shorter profit targets on some of these. Because, like, my normal, the way the NASDAQ moves, I normally set 15-point profit target, which would be way down here. Now I actually got kind of close on this top of the hour candle. I would, that touched over 10 points. So I might try and start at like a 10 by 7 for the slower periods. I don't really need to go for 15 points each time for sure. Copper. Copper giving me a buy signal as well. Is gold still going up? Gold's still kind of claw. Copper. Claw. What was the volume on that candle? 26. Yep, I should have got in, but did I make any trades today? I made one trade today on gold, and I took an 8 tick loss. So I trade I made today. And on Earn Trade, you can't do swing trades. It's all day trades. You got to exit out of your position by 4:10 Eastern time. they don't allow you to hold through the what overnight, which is all an hour. Bonds. Bonds sent a buy signal, and I missed it. Candle basically took up the whole width of the channel. I now can actually, if I squish this, boom, boom, and pull this. Oops. Put this back here. I can now watch the eight assets that I trade the most all at once on the 1 minute chart. Charts are kind of small. I can actually overlap that though. Copper, so I should have got in that trade. Hey, Pixel Pleaser, how you doing? So now you can see all 8 things I regularly take trades on. NASDAQ, S&P, copper, crude, Russell, UB, gold, and natural gas. Natural gas exploded here at 8 o'clock Eastern. So that would have been a good trade. So, doing any trading, Pixel Pleaser? Oh, you know what? I forgot to switch the scene. There we go. There we go. Now you can see all 8 things that I'm trading. Sorry about that. I forgot to switch the thing. And for those of you on YouTube and Twitch that are wondering who the heck I'm talking to when you don't see the other side, this is the chat I use now, Restream. I can see both the Twitch and the YouTube chatting, so I can see both of you in one window. That's why if you're on YouTube and you hear me talking to somebody and you don't see anyone else talking on YouTube, that's how I'm doing it. And vice versa. If you see me respond to someone on YouTube and wondering who the heck I'm talking to, this is the combined chat. Eventually, I'll probably figure out a way that I can show the combined chat once I figure out how to better set up my screen. Right now, for the most part, Twitch still gets more views than YouTube does. I don't know if that's because I started out on Twitch or how that works, but so far, YouTube's getting more views. Do I use a standard R&R? For the most part, yes. I'm trying to work on adjusting that per market conditions. But right now, because it's just so easy to enter into NinjaTrader, like for Nasdaq, my Nasdaq window. Ooh, we got big sell-offs here. Something's going on. We have a sell-off on the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Russell. So I'm gonna grab a Russell. Let me grab a Russell. Where's my Russell? Crap. this is like got to get more organized. So one thing I don't like about NinjaTrader is that they don't allow you to put all these little windows in one big window. That those cell signals actually went away. Oh no, they didn't. I was blocking it. Okay, so let's go to the market cell on the Russell. We're filled, but NinjaTrader, you would think they would let you combine all these in one window, and they don't. And I got to keep searching. And the other day I was thinking, well, okay, I'll solve that issue. I'll just put them all in the tabs. But the problem with that is then you gotta have all the same strategy in everything that you have in this. In like if you put 10 tabs here, 10 different assets, you got to use the same ATM strategy. Oops. So we saw this little pullback here on the Nasdaq and the S&P, but now it's come back a little bit. We'll see if this is a just a quick down or if it's reversing right away. We're 3 ticks down on this Russell trade. See that stop on this Russell is way above the Bollinger Bands. I'm gonna probably move that closer because it doesn't need to be that wide at this time of day. Move it down here to the top of this candle where this pullback started. Oh, yeah, I tried NinjaTrader. Doesn't work on Mac, does it? I know there's some workaround somewhere, but I don't remember what it is. Copper. What's copper doing here? Copper showing a sell, but we're above the SMA on the 1 minute, so we'll wait on that. Okay, I think that was the workaround using a virtual machine. Looks like I should have took the Nasdaq or the S&P instead of the Russell. Not sure why I decided on the Russell. I think it was just because the first one. Well, and I think the reason is because that one had a fresh sell signal, whereas technically the Nasdaq actually came way back. The sell signal came back way back, almost 45 minutes ago. So I could have took this as a confirmation and gotten in, but we'll see if it works out for us. Kappa signal on Kappa. See it. Let's see the 2 minute confirming on copper. So this copper here, we'll put this Russell chart off to the side for a minute. Bring up the copper half screen here. Oops. Normally I won't, we have this uptrending band, so normally I will wait. I won't take the sell signal because usually it fails. It'll bounce off the band. In this case, 30 down to 90. We'll be up 8 ticks, $100. But right now, none of these are showing any follow through. I mean, this buy signal went up 25 to 55. It went up 6 ticks only. It's kind of just look. This is the 1 minute chart. It looks ugly. See, there's a green right back up. So no follow through right now. Our Russell trade, all the indices, that was a fake out apparently. That down move. All they've come up back up to their SMA lines. Oh, but bounced off the SMA lines and big red back down. Never mind. So a little bit of indecision. There's been a lot of talk about virtual machines and all that on the Discord lately because people are trying to figure out how to use trade copiers so they can run multiple accounts. Now to earn a trade offers multiple accounts. Market is totally indecisive right now. Our trade is at nothing. It's break even right now. And we even got into the trade right when I would have entered on based on TradingView. Sometimes I get in a tick or two late. But it looks like definitely the Russell's trying to be the stronger of the three. We would be, if we got in at the same time, 9/11 on the NASDAQ, 75 down to 71. We'll be up 80 bucks, 4 points right now. Whereas the Russell doesn't want to go down without a fight, apparently. UB or not UB? UB gave us a signal back here. Really hasn't gone anywhere. I believe that signal we just saw is the confirmation of the 5 minute. Okay, now we're coming back up again on the indices. This could be a grind downward because it's seller. I mean, buyers keep trying to come in, but they keep getting knocked back down. I get knocked down. Oh, still just 2 ticks here as it tries to figure out if it has a direction. What do I have? Okay, something's weird here. Aha, I have a 9 EMA instead of a 200. There we go, that's better. Wondering why that EMA looks so tight. Ooh, big pullback. Bonds are starting to move up. Let's see what other things are doing on the window that I'm blocking. Still playing with Streamlabs, trying to figure out how to best set up my monitors for best viewing for you guys. I haven't figured it out yet. That's functional for me as well. Crude came back to the SMA line, pulling and now going back up. Copper did that move down where I thought I screwed up by not taking that trade, but now it's reversed back again, showing no follow through. You almost have to be scalping for like 4 or 5 ticks right now to get anything. Gold made that same move basically. And natural gas is just sideways since it boomed earlier. That was a good boom. Guess we shouldn't use boom on natural gas since natural gas can definitely go boom. But we were getting 5226 and it went up to 5267. So that'd been 40. Been a $400 trade. Okay, coming back down here on the Russell. So I know at times the NinjaTrader chart is blocking the other charts, but can you guys see the 8 charts like this okay with having a split like this? I know I like being able to look at all 8 at one time to see what things are doing. Okay, good. But I don't know how good it is. I wasn't sure how good it was for you guys. So you can see here the uh wait, on Ninja? Oh, 200 EM. I think, yeah, 200 EMA. I think. Let me check that. Just to make sure because it doesn't. I'm not sure it's matching up to. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a 200 EMA. We're down 20 bucks on this trade. I should take that alert out because I'm not really watching platinum anymore. So 95.01 and 95.04. So first, this trade we've been up 3 ticks. Nasdaq's stair stepped up to the SMA line. See if it bounces. We see that the S&P has actually hit its SMA twice and bounced back down. The Russell is also stair stepped up to the SMA. Uh, I reset today for a couple of reasons. So I'm restarting my 15 days. Today was the first day. So long story. Okay, we're down $50. Oh, it's okay. I know it's just a matter of time. I know what my problems are, or at least I'm pretty sure what they are, and it's just a matter of time. Okay, we have an opposite signal here now on the Russell. Down $55 on this trade. All three are showing strength here. So right now it's at 56.8. I'm going to put the stop at 57. If it comes up 2 more ticks, we'll take that stop out. Although it looks like it might be bouncing off that SMA line. Oh no, wait, I'm wrong. The Russell isn't. I was looking at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's struggling with the SMA. The S&P is hanging around, and the Russell's over top of it already. So we'll see. Oh, big bounce for the Nasdaq. Copper. Sending us a sell signal. Yeah, I'm just not interested right now with copper until it shows me it has some sort of follow through on one of its signals. So you can see the Russell's now back below, or it was until I said that, the SMA. If it curls down and curls back up above, then you know it's got strength and it's probably going to start heading up. Crude. Oh yeah, big move down. Well, by big I mean 4 ticks. It's below its SMA down. That would have been a decent trade to take. That signal fire, was there a signal? I mean, was there an alert? Oh yeah, there's the alert. I accidentally knocked it down, didn't realize it. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just toying with that SMA line right around it. It's I'm hoping the SMA is still trending slightly downward, so none of these seem to be real decisive about what they want to do. honestly, nothing seems real decisive about what it wants to do tonight. You see that bonds only went up 3 before sending an opposite signal. And this gold looks like it's going down here. I mean, it's as ugly looking, but well, there's there's an opposite signal. Looks like right now would be a good time to be a scalper for. This only went 93.3 down to 92, like 4 or 5 ticks. Instead of looking for anything with follow through. Um, Not really. And they don't honestly they don't respect the Bollinger Bands as much either. I, um, that's why I mean I like being able to look at all the 1 minute charts in in one spot, but I also still like to refer back to the 5 minute charts at times to see overall trends or things like that. I'm still trying to perfect this using this super trend indicator and all that. Um, I do watch to see whether let's take a look. Let's bring up the Nasdaq. Oops, I brought up the gold. We can do gold. That's fine. I've also been thinking about just seeing if taking trades going with the EMA if that would be good. I mean, they bust through the EMA here pretty well. What I notice is you get more, where the EMA is going through the price action more than versus other charts. So I mean, it's more confirmation on a 1 minute chart. I think here you have this big downward move. So if you missed getting in on this sell signal, getting in here when it busted, and then going back up same way. It does bounce here a couple times. I don't know if that's just coincidence or not. Gold again sent a buy signal. Might be sending some strength. Oh, what happened to my Russell chart? There it is. See, Russell's just kind of hanging there. At Thank everyone for joining me this evening. Happy to have you. Feel free to join Rich and Pixel Pleaser and others and say hi in the chat. Let me know what you're doing and how's the trading's going and all that fun stuff. Ask questions. Just don't ask me why I decided to trade the Russell instead of the NASDAQ because I can't give you an answer. Actually, I think I'm going to be really upset. What time did we get in this Russell trade? Right here. 1911. We got in the NASDAQ trade at that same time. We got in at 875. And we're down to 870. Okay, so it would be up $100 instead of being down 20. The bonds now look like they're trying to head down. We're now down 40 on the Russell. Crude, big buy. Crude's looking strong. Came back. So let's find a crude chart. Crude, 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 crude. Oh, That might be a little bit too strong. That has pullback smell all over it. Let's see if I'm wrong or not. We're not going to get that. I'm not going to take that only because oftentimes when it bursts through the band like that, now the band is trending upwards. So it's not always, but that was, it was like, again, it was only 6 ticks, but I mean, it was more of a price range in the last 20 candles. Yep, see there's the pullback. Copper. What's copper saying? Copper's giving me a buy signal with a downtrending SMA. Huh? Crude's trying to stay green. See, natural gas is also trending upwards, just didn't make that sudden move. Russell's grinding. I may need to start going for scalps. We have nothing that's really, I mean, obviously the NASDAQ would have worked. ES is kind of flat too. If we had gotten at that same point here, which was 11, after the hour, we got in at 46.0250, and we're currently at 46.0224. We'll be up one tick to $12.50. Definitely upsets me. Yeah, Bollinger Bands on the Russell on the on the 1 minute are the two standard deviation bands are only 13 ticks apart, and the third are 19 ticks apart. Alright, so far we can see here on this, so far on this crude, since that big move upwards, we just kind of went sideways. So far I feel good about not getting in there. Okay, so we're back to a buy signal on the Treasury bonds. You can see it has no follow through so far. Got this sell signal here, which would have entered here, and went down a whole 2 ticks. No, a whole 3 ticks, I'm sorry. Now we're back up. Gold pulling back. I'm sorry, crude. This is a sideways night so far. Russell, almost back to break even. This is why I was very close to stopping that out earlier when it was $55 down. Okay, copper is actually showing some life. I mean, 4 ticks of life, so I guess it's not really that much life. Maybe life support. Copper's making a move like crude did just a few minutes ago. You can see that the indices are trying to continue downward. The Russell kind of bounced off the bands, but they don't have much room to go down now below these bands unless they start bending it. We could start seeing it kind of ping pong off the bands, which would be annoying. I am thinking, really honestly thinking about ending this trade, and so if you look, go back to the regular charts. No, that's not what I wanted. go back to the charts that I've charted out. And we go to the Russell. Russell has a tendency to have really long, drawn out trades that last hours. That this was for 3 points. That was 2 hours. And I followed this one though. It was also 2 hours to lose a point and a half. So Russell tends to have these long, drawn out trades. I'm wondering if that's what we're going to see here. Natural gas pulling back, sell signal. Russell, ooh, we're back in profit. Well, we're back in with a sell signal, so we're heading in the right direction again. If it hadn't been so indecisive this whole time, I would go in with a second contract here. But it's just as likely to reverse at this point. Part of me's thinking I should just take my $10 and be happy. Need some action. Can't run an interesting stream. Oh, now we're coming back up again. Yeah, it I've thought about that too, about a time, and I mean, it does seem like, oftentimes they will get to where you want them to go. NASDAQ with a buy signal here. Still the downtrending SMA. What's the 5 minute look like? That's the 1 minute. Interestingly enough, I started this one back on this sell signal way back at 7:30 Eastern. That would have gotten the profit goal for 15 points. It would have taken an hour, but it would have went the profit goal from off of this sell signal here. On the 5 minute, we're still showing a downtrend, and so it looks like this is just a pullback. Russell is really. That's the five. Oh, I'm still on the daily chart on the Russell. So I was like, what? I know that's what that candle should look like. Russell's still showing all red candles for the 5 minute, but it's almost sideways. That's an interesting looking 5 minute chart. The longest trade I've ever seen with the way I chart things out was like 6 hours. I think the longest trade I've ever been actually in went like 2 hours. Oh, this is the most we've been up in this trade. I think we're up $15 now. Big part of me says this is going to be the highlight of the trade and get out, but in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess. Natural gas coming down. Past, it went down below the SMA line on the sell signal. Looks like it might want to trend down. Gold, another sell signal. Things seem to want to go down tonight, and they're just struggling to do so. You have a sell signal here on Kappa coming up on it's 1 minute EMA, 200 EMA. I'm just hesitant to get into anything right now. Nothing's really showing me that has any oomph. The S&P and the Nasdaq have gotten above their SMA lines on the 1 minute, but the Russell hasn't. I don't know at this time of year if things get slower in the evenings. We'll have to see if volume picks up. If not, some of these evening streams, I might need to cut out the evening streams because there's just not no entertainment value to them. I could sim trade, take some of these symbols that are just ping ponging, but even I'm not sure that would be that entertaining. Copper, wow, Copper sent me a sell signal 2 minutes ago. Now sent me the buy signal. Crude bounced off its SMA there. All the bands and tightening. Nasdaq's trying to expand its bands a little bit. You see it curling away, but S&P bands are really tight. The ATR line there on the Russell is about 30, 20, 23.56, 3, I would say. We're currently sitting at 20, maybe I'm wrong, 23.56, 3, yeah. We're certainly about 5 ticks away from that. A lot of people, that's where we'll get the opposite signal. Wondering, if I should move this stop down some. I can move it here to the top of these candles here. At this point, that's where I feel we're wrong on this trade. If starts going back up again. Gold. See, gold. We got in here at 1793. It would have went down to 1792. That would have gave us 10 ticks. That would have been a good trade. Gold might be starting to show some more follow through. And if it is, if we see there's something, starting to move there, um, we'll start going in for maybe 2 contracts, a 5x5, either 5 tick stop loss or 5 tick winner. I don't like doing 1-to-1, But I mean, if you're going to go for scalping, you can't. It's not like you can run a 2 tick stop loss or three, even a 3 tick. It's just that doesn't give it the little bit of room it might need to pull back. So here we go. Now we're seeing a move up on all the, well, not the S&P, but everything's trying to move up. Maybe. Maybe I should try and stop doing color commentary or play-by-play, whatever, because every time I say that, it does the opposite. I mean, I should just keep doing that and make my trades go the right way by saying the opposite. $10 in the profit. Big part of me says, take that. It's a gift. And it was. Right now we're back down to 10. You can see the Russell is still sitting on, ouch, the uh, SMA. NASDAQ is sending me a buy signal in the 2-minute chart, I believe now. We can quickly go over there. Which is why you sometimes see signals. Yep. I still have alerts in for the 2-minute chart. But see how on the 2-minute chart, you're coming down into downward bands. To me, this is telling me that this isn't going to extend real easy. It's going to consolidate some. If it wants to go up, it's going to go kind of sideways. Right now, where I have the stop loss placed on this Russell trade, it's for 1 point, which would be $50. No biggie. Looks like the Nasdaq's trying to move up now. This buy signal here could have been a decent entry. I didn't like it because we still had a downtrending SMA, but you know, it's interesting because I've been also thinking about using the ATR. I don't know what it is knocked down as a stop loss. So if we had done that, say long position, gotten in here, stop would have been about say let's just say 5 points. That's easy. So to get a decent reward to risk, let's move this. I like at least a 1.5. We need at least 750, which is equal to the 1510 that I normally try for. So using the ATR as a stop loss here, that could have been good. Well, let's see if it plays out. Problem with doing that is you can't set that up automatically in to use the ATR as an automatic trade management thing in NinjaTrader. So you have to manage the trade yourself by putting in the stop loss and the profit target. Okay, we just finally got stopped out on that Russell trade for a $50 loss. So I should have took the $10. Big move up here on the Russell. Big move up here on the S&P, but not really as much here on the NASI. Do I want to try an opposite direction trade? I don't know how many points. This has been the biggest move we've seen since Back here, I think it might even be bigger than there. Yeah, it was only through the bands. See if it pulls back. Interesting that that happened right at 10 minutes before the top of the hour. So would any of these trades been good so far? Copper would have failed from. This would have got us 8 ticks. This would have got us nothing. This would have got us 2 ticks. Yay. This would have got us 6 ticks. This would have got us nothing. This would got us, excuse my yawn, 35 to 50, 3 ticks. So this is, so far copper's not worth scalping. And see, Russell just pulled back big time off that big candle. Crude. Crude maybe, I mean the crude not off this buy signal for sure. But this buy signal, now usually I don't like to go in when they have broken the band, even if they pull back. But it did kind of pull back to, because that's often a signal that's reversing. But this would have been a perfect signal to get in. Looking for 20 ticks. I believe we would have got it right there. So that would have been a good trade to get in on. So crude's the one thing so far showing follow through. Natural gas made that same move really. If you've been following the ATR as a stop loss, buy signal here, it never touched it going up. So you could have got in here at 52.26 or 5.226, and it finally broke through here. So let's say 5267, so $400. Gold. Like I said, this would have given us 1 point. It seems like it wants to continue downward. So let's take a look at the gold on the 5. 5 is definitely in a downward trend. Big wick down but through the bands, but continues downward. So if this sends us another sell, I think I'm going to get in unless it's like a huge candle. Oh, there it is. How about that? Just as I said it. That never happened before. So we got 36 on this candle yet. Gold chart, gold chart. Gold chart, gold chart. Where are you, yo? There it is. Boom. We have 15 seconds. We're filled. I should have did a lemon order. We started 10 down. Oh, and I did this 5 minutes before the top of the hour, which I always don't want to do it for the 9 o'clock hour. But we'll see what happens. It has a 12 tick stop on it, but I'm looking for 5 ticks here. Ouch. Immediately pulling back. Move this down to here. See crude's going. Four ticks up. I have the tight stop in place because at the top of the hour I expect a flush either up or down. I don't know which way it's gonna go. If it flushes up, I just want it to stop out. Though it looks like I might stop out before then. Maybe it'll reverse at the top of the hour if we can stay in that long. About a minute 30 until the top of the hour. That better? The Russell with a good band break play. Oh, we just stopped out on gold. Russell moving up. Natural gas sending a buy signal. We have 7 seconds to the top of the hour. I'm gonna wait until things, see how things play out here with anything. HG, copper, shooting downward. Gold shooting back downward. Yeah, watch me have screwed myself up with gold. If I would have kept it the original stop loss. FYI, that now when I say about using the ATR here as the stop and going for 7.5 points, we would have just got that. So that would have worked. It looks like the indices are going to try and curl up now. You can see the buy signal was here, came back, and now it's trying to get back up there. We saw this big candle here on copper. band break pulling back. Gonna take a look at the 5-minute charts. Copper 5-minute is what I wanted. Copper 5-minute chart looks ugly, but it's also sending us a sell signal, which is interesting. Big. Let's go back to the 1-minute charts. Dealing with spam on YouTube. That's what I was just looking at. I was dealing with a spammer on YouTube. Got distracted. It's a huge wick down. We saw get down to 45. Oh yeah, that that would have been nice to just get a quick get in, get out, because it went down to 45 and bounced all the way up to 15. So that's 14 ticks, I think, is my quick math. But sellers coming back in. This is pushing back down. That was one of those that could have got in and out for 10 ticks in like 10 seconds. It's another thing I need to get better at, which is another reason I've been wanting to look at these 1-minute charts. The problem is it just by the time I find the Ninja Trader chart, I've lost 5 to 10 seconds. So I need something better. I mean, I used to, before I ever got into trading, because of just some of the other stuff I used to do, I used to run a 7-monitor setup. I would love to go back to that, but I don't have the space right now. Looks like copper's heading down. This would have been so this would have ended up. I mean, this would have been a weird play. I mean, gold's headed down, copper's headed down. We're seeing movement now, so that's a good thing. So we can feel better about getting into trades that pop up here because we're seeing a higher volume now. The fact that we didn't get in any of these trades is kind of a bummer, but at least we know now. And just so you know, yes, I did screw myself on this gold trade. 100%, I believe. Let me mark it out just to make sure. In here, yep, that would have been a 1.2 tick stop loss, which is where I would have set that at. And we wouldn't be at profit target yet, though. So if I, instead of going for like a 5x5 or whatever, even if I would have went by a 1x1, that would have done it. Maybe it wouldn't come all the way down, but I got stopped out before I needed to. Either way, we see the indices definitely trying to move up. Bonds moving down. Up here's a bounce again on copper. Indecision. Crude though. Got this buy signal on crude. Looks like it's only reached 10 ticks so far. Let's see how far it goes. NQ, copper. Oh, I missed this buy signal. Not sure I would have trusted it anyway. I think copper sending us a 5-minute signal here. Not copper, sorry. That's an interesting look on copper on the 5-minute though. Basically almost twin candles. NQ, yeah, NQ sent us a buy on the 5-minute chart. It seems to want to be moving up here. Let's why not? Get it on the next minute as long as I can get back to the minute charts. There we go. As long as the minute shows green, we'll get in. Nope, that's red. Pulling back. We're actually seeing 3-tick spreads here on the NASDAQ. No, 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 not 2. Bid's actually higher than the price right now. It's kind of weird. Now, there we go. Pull back. I'm not sure. Gold, what's gold doing? We'll move that back off. Gold showing a buy signal, broken the SMA line. Indecisive. Let's get a gold chart. We'll give gold another shot. Pull back. It's kind of bouncing off this SMA. We have a downtrending SMA line, so we're careful here. It seems to want to pull back. Copper sandwiching a red bar in between 2 green bars. This copper trade that I missed is looking good. ES just, yep, I should have got in that NASDAQ trade, and I didn't. So I can count all the trades I should have got in that I would have won. Shoot, go for it, Rich. This must be a long question. Okay, we're back, going back down on the copper. What would we have gotten out of that? 15 to 80. What about a decent scalp? Buy bid for ES, and the alert pops up and asks, "Do you want to buy it for?" Say the alert is still on the screen, and the price jumps to 4 6. You hit buy. Right now, up this to ticks or waking man buy. It'll make you if it's a if it's a limit order, it's not going to fill you. If it's a market order, it's going to fill you at the whatever the market price is. At least that's what I believe will happen. Would be nice, wouldn't it? Just weird price action tonight. I mean, look at this copper. Zoom, 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 zoom. Might even be better to look at a higher time frame tonight. Let's see what 2 minute looks like. Oh no, the 2 minutes even uglier. Wow. 5 minute? 5 minutes even uglier. 15? 15 looks like it's done nothing. Well, there's another buy signal in copper. That's gone away. I like doing the evening streams, but if every evening's gonna be like this, it might not be worth it. Let's go back in time. Turn back time. Actually, let's do this in the full window. Go to copper last night. See what it was like. Rewind, rewind. Copper last night was much more agreeable. This is 7 o'clock Eastern. Nice 20 tick move downward. This would have failed, but I wouldn't have taken this. Took this, or I would have taken this. That would have failed. And then this would have failed. So maybe it wasn't much more agreeable. And that's about where we're at now. Wouldn't have taken that one. Wouldn't have taken that one. And this one worked. So I've been taking a look at agriculture. Soybeans. Soybeans has actually been a nice little uptrend since the start of the night on the 5 minute. Corn, few ticks north. Russell's trended back down. You can see here. Oops, keep making the wrong charts big. So here's the Russell. Kind of looks like an evil sea monster. So send us this buy signal here that went through the bands. I would never have taken that trade, though I was thinking of it. But the place to take it then would have been here. So we got it on this candle. That just broke the bands, the SMA line again. But if we would have got in there. All right, Rich, have a good night. I'll be here bright and early tomorrow morning. This would have got to 21 ticks. That's not horrible. Oh wow, copper just decided to take off. So that would have been the trade to take. We would have known to know that though, but that would have been the trade to take. You see how ugly it was up until then. So if we had taken that buy signal here, I'm just curious. Oh yeah, wow, look at that. Wow. So here, this would have that buy signal would have worked. That one would have stopped out. But yeah, copper just exploded. 39.65 to 41.45. This is almost a $500 move. So that sucks. So looking for something. Thank everyone for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, comments, statements, anything, feel free to say hi in the chat. No need to sit there and be quiet. Got NQ and ES giving us sell signals. So ES gave us a sell signal back here. NQ here. We have an uptrending band. The Russell gave us a sell as well. Gold's still going down. So, I totally messed up that gold trade earlier. This would have went to profit goal at 1.6. That's why you should stick to your trading plan. So the S&P, oops, I'm still not used to this side-by-side setup. I wouldn't have wanted to enter there, but I guess, well, I mean, uptrending SMA line. I did try to pull back. See what it does there. Seems like we're going sideways on the Russell. NQ trying to push down. So copper was our big move so far. Gold also gave us a good move that I just messed up. Crude's also been trending up for a while now. Let's look at natural gas. Natural gas is also heading up. Let's look at the 5-minute charts on things. Crude still has a ways to go. It's like right in the middle of what it did yesterday. But you can, excuse me, you can see here, this first trade would have stopped us out for 16 tick loss. I wouldn't have wanted to take this one. This was a good one. And that gave us almost gave us 20. We're close. Natural gas. I make crude big again. Natural gas. First signal right around 8 o'clock. Yeah, 7 o'clock. We've been here. Should have been a buy. Shooting for 40 with a 20 stop loss. And you can see we would have went through multiple signals and we would have gotten that one. Now, since then, it's kind of iffy. Wouldn't have taken that one. Might have taken that one. Straight up into parallel bands can be dangerous. But above the SMA, I'm sorry, EMA. So if we had gotten in there, we'll be up all 5 ticks at this point. We could see where that goes. So 1 minute chart, we do see the indices definitely trending down here. So these sell signals have been good. Russell's the one trailing behind. So it looks like this is we're heading downward now on the indices. We can look to see whether or not we want to try and get back in. We can switch to see if a 2 minute chart. 2 minute chart already sent a signal too. So a little late on that. Well, I got in here. 879.50 down to 874.75, 874.50. So I've been $100. Well, copper's pulling back. Gold. Gold with a buy signal. Right up against the Bollinger Bands. Let's check it on the 5. See, it's downtrending SMA line. Though it's showing some strength on this candle. It's a 12 tick candle. So been a good scalp, it looks like. I gotta be faster. Thanks, Pixel Pleaser. Have a great night. You definitely see big moves down here on the indices. Wow. Strong moves down. Strong move down on gold too. And crude. Wow. Something to spook the market. Oops, did not mean to bring up Discord in that window. But I do use Discord. The Earn to Trade Discord to see whether or not there's anything anyone's talking about. Nope, nothing. No news to indicate that move downward. Treasury giving us a buy signal. UB or not UB? That is the question. Let's see it come back above that SMA line now. Gave me a buy, but opened the next candle opened below it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. What is my 5 by 8? Gotta buy the bid. 1. See if we get filled. We placed an order on the bid. Just kind of sitting there. If it comes back 1, it'll fill us. If it goes up 1, I'll cancel the order. I'm really upset about this, not getting in on this NASDAQ fall or ES fall. It just went up a point, so we're going to get out, or we're going to just cancel this order. That might have been one I should have went in with a market order instead of a limit. We'll see. I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Crude oil. Gold. This could be another entry for gold here. See, it came up here. It sent us a buy signal. Actually, it sent us a buy signal here. Let's see. Sent us it here. Oh, let's see. Oh, there's another buy signal on gold. Let's jump in on that. Jump, go, go, go. Buy market. Okay, we filled the order. I was off screen. See if we can get on this momentum. We have an uptrending SMA on the 1 minute chart. Kind of flattish on the 2 minute chart. Usually around a 5 minute chart on NinjaTrader. So let's do that. Kind of a downtrend on, oops, or actually below the SMA on the 5 minute chart. So I get for not looking. Let's see if we can just get like five ticks out of this maybe. Or not. There we go. A little bit of upwards momentum. This is the gold DOM. See our orders here. This is where it's at. The order's about equally stacked, so no real indication which way it wants to go, but it's pushing down now. Looks like we're heading toward another loss. So this is a band bounce, and I didn't play it right because I didn't look at that factor when I just jumped in on the 1 minute. My own fault, but the only saving grace, maybe it'll bounce off the 200 SMA EMA. It's not going to. It's gonna stop me out as usual. We're down 70 ticks. 70 ticks. That'll be horrible. 7 ticks, 8 ticks. At bond trade, I had marketed in. Was he up much at? Two ticks. Three ticks. Waiting for a signal on something. Down 8 ticks on the gold. 4 ticks from our stop loss. No? Just trying to move up now. Sorry, my mic was rubbing against my shirt. That was probably really annoying. We have reached the boring period of this stream. If anyone has anything to say, now would be a great time to entertain me. Gold's kind of going sideways here. It's hard to see on this. As you can see here, it's just wrapped around the SMA on this 1 minute chart. Slightly below it on the 5 minute. Everything's kind of sideways right now. Hoping for a little bit of a push up and get us back to break even. We can cash, get out of this trade. Thought I lost a commission. Gold's getting closer to stopping us out. So we're just sitting here and watching the action. It's about everything is sideways besides gold, who's trending downward again. 4 straight red candles in a row in the 1 minute. We're 2 ticks from being stopped out. There it goes. Stopped out. Everything I'm taking tonight doesn't work, and everything I'm not taking does. Just you can see here, this treasury trade would still be good. Gold's giving us a sell signal. It's already burned me twice. We're down $275 so far on the night. Nothing horrible. Just frustrating. Crude giving us a buy signal. Copper. You can see on the sell signal here, I hesitated because what's crude doing again? Crude definitely giving us a buy signal here. I don't know if it's going to continue to push up really. Sure, prove me wrong. You can see in I'm sorry. We're just taking these raw signals off the NASDAQ. This long position would have got us our 15. This short position would have got us our 15. So now I took that one trade. No, I didn't take that trade. I hesitated. So you can see since 9:30, no, 7:30 Eastern, taking 3 trades here. These would have all been $300. So just focusing on the Nasdaq and taking these 3 signals would have gotten us there. Now this one wouldn't have, but this one was more going against this downtrend. This one would have as well. You know, if we move this one here to here, it would have taken a little while longer, but it would have won as well. So Nasdaq's been our big winner tonight, but we haven't taken any trades on it. S&P right here, 8 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. No, yeah, 7 o'clock. Um, I've been trying to run a 4x2 on the S&P, which might be too wide lately. That would have got there. And would have got there. So that would have been 400 bucks. Wouldn't have taken this buy signal because it broke the band. So I just haven't taken the right trades tonight. Not the right signals, we'll say. Which is getting a little bit frustrating, but in the same token, it's not like we're down a lot. You see this did pull back here, this 1 minute signal here. Natural gas is kind of sideways. Let's go back to the 8x8. I mean, yeah, the 4x8 or whatever you want to call it. Crude. Again, just trying here. I don't know. Anybody alive out there? Anyone have anything to say? While we wait for something to happen here? Well, the spam on YouTube is horrid. Absolutely horrid. See, we're kind of squeezing here in the bands now on the indices. Nice move down. Now it's going sideways. Consolidating, trying to figure out what it wants to do. We have it on the S&P, the NASDAQ, and even on the Russell. Gold sideways. Natural gas is sideways. Everything is sideways. So let's look at some things here. Take a look at copper. Let's go to the big board on copper instead. Copper did get above and is above its yesterday's highs. But let's look at the signals in copper here. This one would have failed outright. This one obviously worked. This one would have gave us, 7 ticks. This one would have given us that would have given us 16 ticks. This one would have given us 3 ticks. This one would have failed. This one would have 5 ticks. Oops. Wow. This one would have given us something. This one would, I mean, a lot of these signals would have given us at least a little something if we would have tried them. Ironically, getting in on this signal here, which would have been the first signal after 7 o'clock, just what I've been kind of waiting for lately, because everything's slow, even slower before then. That would have been a good trade. Then this following trade, this following signal, would have also been excellent. And hopefully would have followed up through. And this one, obviously, I wouldn't have gotten in because of the uptrending SMA. But even if if we had, we kind of wouldn't have went anywhere. This would have been the stop. I don't know what that signal was. This would have been the stop. This would have been the profit. And I mean, well, I guess I shouldn't say anywhere. We did get as far as 9 ticks. Be break even now. See what that alert was. Platinum. And now crude. See, that crude order would have went to profit target as well. Seems like anything would have went to profit target today except for any trade I took. I think I understand what calling a soccer match is like. Absolutely no action. Well, there's a buy signal in the Nasdaq. Big buy signal in the Nasdaq. You know what? Let's go for it. I think it pulls back right away, so maybe not. And we are below the SMA line. So yeah, let's check the big board. I don't think this is gonna work. Got a buy signal in copper too. So let's go look at both of these. Copper, 5-minute chart. I mean, on 1-minute chart here is giving me a strong buy. Where are we at on the? Yeah, that's a nice curl up there. Nasdaq, 5 minutes still below the SMA line. So we're gonna look at copper, my old buddy. Maybe he can start making it up to me. Oops, go on to Gauntlet, buy market. Yes. So we're in on a copper trade. We're up 3 ticks. And at the wrong parameters, it's going to try and take profit at 10. Just fine if it gets there. Up, we're pulled back. Should have took the 3 ticks. Yep, I should have took the 3 ticks. Stopped out again. Bad trade on my part. Broken band on the. I never take trades after they break the band like that, and I did. So once I got that 5 ticks, I should have taken it. So that was lucky. I'm making all stupid mistakes. I mean, a couple of those trades there was no mistakes, but that was a stupid mistake. This is why Got a sell back here on the NASDAQ. So now the good thing about that whole taking that copper trade is I didn't take the NASDAQ trade. But again, that would have been. Your mind just got to process things fast. Because you can see here, this also broke the third band. And I tell myself don't take any trades that break the third band. Because you're most likely going to pull back. So, whereas our bands are tight now. So it's kind of ping-ponging. S&P did a break of the third band and bounced back up. So the NASDAQ. Ultra bond trade would have went to profit, because of course it would have. Crude still trending downwards. Copper trending downwards. Got the S&P trending upwards. Oh, let's chart out the rest of these, I guess, since there's really nothing going on, or I keep picking the wrong signals to follow. Crude. Crude would have reached the profit target there. So far on the night, crude would have been 1 for 2. 16 tick stop out, 20 tick win. So we'll be up 4 ticks on crude if we had taken both those trades. Natural gas so far tonight. This is trending downward now, but it had a good 400 tick. I'm sorry, $400 win earlier. So even if this stops out, this will be up $200. Gold just burned me twice tonight, although one was my own fault. Wait a minute, I haven't. Oh, yeah. So let's do this. This would have been the first trade I would have taken. Boom, boom, boom. That would have been a winner. Would have taken a while, but it would have been a winner. And then next signal we got was this buy, which I would have taken, would have been a stop out. I can say it already. Stop at 1.2. And then we now just got a buy on it. We can start marking it off. The thing about these signals here, but we got 5 ticks off of that one. I don't think we, let's see, where was the, boom, 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 boom. Wouldn't have got anything off that, wouldn't have got anything off that. So, okay, yeah, that would have been hit or miss too. The Ultra Bond, ooh. So it looks like the first Ultra Bond we would have taken was here. Oh wait, that's a long signal anyway. So this is the one we should have taken. Which, as you can see, reached the profit target. Actually, why does this chart look different? Hmm. Oh. Wow, I was running the Ultra Bond. I never ran the Ultra Bond on the 1 minute chart before. Oops. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. Such interesting. Okay. That's why it looks different. So this one stopped out before we had to, only would have stopped out here. So that provides an interesting dilemma when something wouldn't stop out, time to actually enter a decent trade. And that's one of the dilemmas I follow on trying to chart the stuff out, figure out where I would have actually done something. But I probably would have done it wrong. So I guess we'll go back to looking at the 8 charts and seeing if we get anything else. Nothing exciting happens in the next 10 minutes. I'll call it for the night. back here tomorrow morning. Not sure why. Natural gas. Copper. So, it's kind of frustrating on copper here. I would have waited until, I usually if it comes up like this and it doesn't just reverse right back and basically below where it was. This would have been decent trade, it looks like. Oops. Would be up, 11, 12 ticks. I see how the natural gas gave it, there's a signal here, and the SMA was still uptrending. So once we saw this signal stayed, so here, I'm not even sure that would have been enough to get it. So, but we could have looked at the 2-minute chart for a fresher signal, which would have came here. But let's see, 6.8 down to 4.7. That one only gave us 19 ticks. Oops. Just waiting for something to pop. Natural gas. Not above the SMA line yet. Uh, Hi Al, and it's not. Well, it's not as complicated as it looks. For one thing, it looks a lot cleaner if you're only looking at one thing at a time. First of all, and it looks even cleaner. Ah, sorry. If you just are looking at, oops, I'm already at my 10. If you look at a totally clean chart, it looks better. But my strategy, if that's the word I'm looking for, isn't overly complicated. Let's look at crude oil here, and I will operate off a 1 minute chart. But we'll look at the 5 minute chart. Um, this indicator, these are my indicators here. Ignore trend bot, get rid of that. Um, all I'm using is volume. I hardly ever look at volume. The the Bollinger Bands. These are these yellow and white bands you see here. EMA line, which is this pretty blue line here, and the super trend. And it's a super trend that's sending these buy and sell signals. So basically, I look at the buy signal or the sell signals, none here, the buy signal, and I decide based on bands if I want to get in or not, and where it's at compared to this red SMA line. That's it. That's the basis of my strategy. Let me show you. I should have just went with the 1 minute chart because see how this red line here is uptrending, going upwards. So that's why I would have ignored this short signal here to go short. And then when it's in the buy signal, I got in again. I didn't get on this buy signal because it went above these bands. These are called Bollinger Bands, and the the way they work is inside the 2 standard deviation band is 95% of all price action happens within them. Now, as you can see, if they do break the 2 standard deviation band often, so I rarely look at the 2, but the 3, which is this gold line here, that 99% of all price action happens within those. So if it breaks it, like this did here, more than likely it's going to pull back at least to somewhere around the middle. That's why they're called bands, because when they break, they snap back toward the middle or even the total other direction. So you can often play reversals off of that. But I just like using the super trend, which sends these signals, and then I decide based on where I'm at on the chart whether or not I want to take that signal. So here I took this signal. The wick kind of touched that band, but we're already uptrending, and this would have ended up being a $200 winner. If you look here on the NASDAQ, you know, first signal right around 7 o'clock Eastern. A short, it's kind of hanging. I don't usually like the ones that are hanging with uptrending, but it was coming back down enough. It had already broken the SMA, so I gave it a try. And it reversed a little bit, but then came down. It reversed again, came down, finally came to our 15-point profit target. So that's $300. And came down here. This buy signal, it was above the SMA line, so I took it. And that basically stayed in profit almost the entire way. Kind of curled up and around and eventually reached profit here. And one more, the sell signal. The SMA line was kind of still uptrending, but it was already below and it was well below. So I would have taken that there. Sorry, signal's getting in the way. And then that would have also went to 15. Now, these bands started tightening, and when you start tightening and the bands start tightening, they can often make just small moves around, and those more dangerous to take, shall we say, because of quick reversals. So this buy signal went up into the bands, so I did not take it, and it did reverse right away for these 5 red candles. And now you're seeing this downtrend. We got a sell signal here. Really wasn't in the bands. Could have taken that, and it wouldn't be horrible. You know, immediately reverse, but not much. If I'm looking for a 10 tick stop loss, I'm sorry, 10-point stop loss in NASDAQ. But I'm also looking for, I can't even get it on the screen. And now you can see these bands tighten, but now we're seeing this little breakout here. It's coming down. Right now it'll be up 4 points. That's $80. I am not yet funded. I am still in an evaluation. Working on it. My I can't talk tonight. My psychology keeps getting in the way, and I'm not being as confident as I should be. Hopefully, my goal is to be there before the end of November. But anyway, that's a simple strategy, and I've been trying to perfect this strategy because it's something that other people could easily follow. You know, there's a lot of different strategies out there, a lot of different ways to trade. There's no one right way. There's a few definite wrong ways, but there's no one right way. And it's like here. Here's gold. This is a trade I should have taken and I didn't. Buy signal here. It would have got in here, and now it's continuing to go up. At this point, that if I had gotten in that trade, it would be up $130 per contract. I could have at this point I could have gotten in with 3 contracts if I wanted to, so that'd been $390. Al, have you gotten our? Are you from my subreddit or did you find me some other way? Excuse me. Okay. Have you gotten the learning materials yet? Okay. And have you gotten the free learning materials? Okay. Do me a favor and send me a either a PM or something on Reddit so I know to get them to you. Having those might help take away some of the confusion. I have codes. I got a new round of codes today for them. So as soon as I get off stream, if you send me that PM now or whatever, as soon as I get off stream, I can get that info to you. And also, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel and liking this video for the YouTube algorithm, I would appreciate it. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So, but it's not as complicated as it looks. Nope. One of the best traders I know. Actually goes by. He has a YouTube channel called Canadian Futures Trader. He's uh, he's killing the bond market, the U.S. The Ultra Bond. Earn a trade takes everybody beside from every country except for like 20, and those are the really bad countries like North Korea and South Sudan and anyone that America has like a embargo against or whatever. And also, I'm not sure if you use Discord or not, but if you use Discord, you might want to check out the Earn a Trade Discord. You do not need to be a customer of Earn a Trade to use the Discord, and there's a lot of good trading chat there. Um, People willing to help teach, or if you have questions, it's a great community. How long have I been working at this? I originally started trying to learn on the stock market. I started with penny stocks. And that's where I started, learning how to trade. But stock market's tough when you don't have money because the there's a rule called the PDT rule, pattern day trader. If you don't have $25,000 in your brokerage account, you can only make 3 day trades a week. So I was always trying to figure out, oh, what am I going to waste a trade on this? And I would freeze up, and I end up getting mad because I spent a trade that ended up going bad. And then I ended up hearing about these funding programs, and I made the mistake of jumping right in. I did a crash course on futures. Futures funding, I didn't know what futures were at first. I mean, I kind of knew, but gave myself a crash course and just jumped right in instead of doing it how I recommend everybody else does it. Basically, what I tell everybody else at this point, once you get the learning materials, um, treat it like a semester in college. Don't rush it. You need to go through the materials, and then you need to practice in a simulator. And once you practice in a simulator and you're feeling confident, you have a strategy or whatever. Once you all that, then treat the evaluation to get funded like that's the final exam of the semester. And that way, you go in, you're confident, and you can do it hopefully without failing, without having to reset or anything, and then you get funded. I've failed a couple times because I did not take that advice. I just jumped right in. There's a couple stupid mistakes that you can make. Like you're only allowed to trade so many contracts in the evaluation, or in the funded account for that matter. And one time I accidentally entered in 5 contracts when I was allowed to trade 3, and I didn't catch it right away, and that caused me to fail and have to reset. So we can see copper. Copper here definitely took the fall. Um, so, like I said, normally I would not have taken this trade. I have it marked off. The only reason that I might have taken this trade is because we had this reversal candle here, big wick up above the bands, came back down. Once we had this big red candle, honestly, it would have been good to get in even before the sell signal, and come down with this and see if we could have got what we got out of it. And it ended up being more than what I expected. Now the next place we could have got in, we broke this EMA line here, so this could have been another entry right here, or even here, and this would have been 10 ticks, which is $125. Gold still going up. also broke the EMA line. Crude's coming down, gas is coming down. Big down move here on the NASDAQ. So it looks like everything's starting to try and move downward now, even the bonds. Okay, gold. Not sure what that signal was. But yeah, if you're still here, Al, do not feel overwhelmed or anything, because looking at these charts, I can look at this chart and understand everything that's going on here, and it did not take me that long to figure out. It looks like a lot of information, and you do end up wanting to process the information kind of quick, but it comes like second nature after you look at them enough. Which is why I say, it does take some time to put effort, into it, into learning how the price action works. Got a buy signal here on the bonds. Oops. But, keep hitting the wrong button. Cool. Most people read one post on there and then ask me questions that I send in the other posts for. So we have this, excuse me, hiccuping now. We have this buy signal on the 1 minute. I question it because we have the SMA started downtrending. We only got this short signal about 10 minutes ago, so I'm not going to take that signal. The Nasdaq and the S&P are both bumping up against their SMA lines. See if they pull back from here. What you see on screen right now is TradingView. It's a charting platform. They do have a simulator. To actually enter my orders in the Earn to Trade, I use NinjaTrader, which looks, their charts look like this. I could do a lot of this on NinjaTrader, but I just like TradingView better. NinjaTrader has their own free sim, if the practice before you get in the gauntlet, or CME has their own sim as well. Um, but yeah, then to enter an order and Earn to Trade, I can't do it from TradingView, unfortunately. I wish I could. But here, let me just switch over to a sim account here, so I don't enter. This is a sim account now, and all I do is, decide how I want to get in. In this case, I'll just sell market, one contract. It'll fill my order, and it'll show how much I'm up or down as I go. And you get a free license to use for NinjaTrader when you sign up for Earn to Trade. Or if you prefer web-based, they also have, you can use Finamark, which is a web-based, I can show that quick. Hold on. Nothing going on anyway. Of course, this trade I took in sim, I'm up $25. Give me a minute while I find Earn a trade. This is Finamark. Oops. Hold on. There we go. This is Finamark. Uh, totally web-based. You can see the browser here. This is same types of charts. You've got uh, indicators and stuff that you can add as well. I like the indicators on TradingView better. There's more to them. So I don't mess with Finamark, but if you prefer browser based, you can do that. That gold, 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 giving me a signal. Don't know what signal it's giving me, but okay. Oh, and then to get out of the trade that I got in to do this explanation, you can just hit either sell market or close. We'll just hit close and we'll put that down. Yes, there is. Um, so far, that has not affected the markets. The markets have all hit record highs. The Nasdaq and the S&P hit record highs yesterday. Um, on Wednesday, the Fed is probably going to start the bond tapering program, which I think they're hoping helps with the inflation issue. That could start sending the markets downward, but a lot of people think that that's already priced in. So it'll be interesting to see whether the markets um, continue upwards, because the markets have basically been going upwards since the start of the recovery from the COVID crash in April of 2020. But what's nice about futures compared to stocks, no matter which way the market's moving, you can make money. If it's going up, you take a long position. If it's going down, you take a short position. And there's no, in stocks you can short stocks as well, but there's borrow fees and sometimes there's no shares to borrow, or there's short selling restriction. You don't have any of that on futures. If you want to go short, you go short. No different than going long. And you can also trade 22 hours a day, 5 days a week. Signal on gold. Gold's continuing to go down. Yeah, my evaluation is through Earn the Trade. I'm also I am an affiliate of them. They're the ones that provide me with the free learning material for everybody. Their their crash course, as they call it, is has like 62 lessons and then a whole bunch of other videos and webinars in it. They normally charge $249 for it, and they're allowing me to give it away free to anybody who asks. So it's a pretty good deal. And honestly, there's like I don't know, maybe like 10 now different futures funding companies, and I consider Earn the Trade the best. And not just because they're allowing me to give away these free materials, just because the Discord is nice. Everybody I've met is nice, um, friendly, and I think their rules are the easiest. The end of day drawdown and only having one step in the evaluation, I think is just easier than a lot of the other evaluations out there. Probably wrap up this stream at the top of the hour, so about 7 minutes from now, unless something super exciting happens. Everything seems to have gone in just about a little hibernation here. Do you have any other questions for me, Al? And by the way, I'm always willing to. I stream 5 days a week, most weeks. So I'm always willing to answer questions on stream, but I'm also always willing to answer questions on Reddit by PM or instant message, whatever. If you have any questions as you're going through the material, once I get it to you. For the gauntlet, for the enter, okay, depends on what size you want to do. Um, like this month, they're on the 25K. They have it on sale for $90. Um, I think the normal price of the 50K is 170, and goes up from there. But there's no the monthly fee is only while you're doing the evaluation. Once you get funded, then you don't. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm gonna get you the learning materials. Here, I can bring up how all this works. Hold on. These are the regular prices if you don't have any type of sales going on. 150, 170, 245, 350, 350, depending on what size account you want. Honestly, for someone that's brand new to trading or brand new to this, you either want the 25 or the 50. The 50 is usually the best. Um, there's always sales going on. I expect sales for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas, etc. Um, but even if there's not, if you use my link, you get 20% off. You only got to pay the monthly fee while you're in the evaluation. Once you're funded, then you no longer have to pay a monthly fee. So you can do, if you come in prepared after you've practiced and do the evaluation, you can do it in as little as 15 days. Now you don't need to rush if that feels fast to you. As long as you don't mind paying a second month or whatever, you don't have to do it that quickly. You can take as long as you want. But if you only want to try and pay for 1 month, and move on to funded, you can do it as little as 15 days. So, and basically, like say, if you take 50K account, your goal profit, I'm in an evaluation. This is my gauntlet right now. I'm in that evaluation. I just haven't reached the profit goal yet because I keep making stupid mistakes. Like here, these are the rules here. Trade a minimum of 15 days. Do not reach or dip below the trailing drawdown, which means like you can't lose more than $2,000. You do not reach the daily loss limit. You can't go below $1,100 and lose more than $1,100 in one day. And only trade during approved times, which means you have to close all trades by 4:10 Eastern time each day. And this is the one that got me accidentally. Follow the progression ladder. So a progression ladder here, like I'm on the 75K. I'm only allowed to trade 3 contracts between 0 and $1,500 in profit, and I accidentally traded 5. So that ended up causing me to fail, and I had to pay for a reset. So you just want to be careful of that you don't trade more contracts than you're allowed to trade. So like if you take the 50K account, for the first $1,500 in profit, you're only allowed to trade 2 contracts. Don't go over that at one time. 2 contracts open at any one time. And so I ended up failing, having to restart with that because of that. Other than that, one of the biggest things, and I think I have a post about it on the Reddit, is trader psychology. And my entire life, I've had problems with trusting myself, with self-esteem, with all that. So I keep getting in my own way. I don't take the trades I should, and then I get mad at myself for not taking the trades I should have, and I take a bad trade, and I keep putting myself back. I think I'm on month 3. Yeah, I think I'm on month 3. So but it's all my own fault. I didn't, you know, when I'm saying about treating it like a college course, I didn't do that. That's and so I came up with that because of my own experience. I didn't practice. I spent exactly 2 days in a simulator. And what I'm telling people to do, let's say you decide you want to do the 50K. Go to a practice simulator and follow the exact rules before you ever pay for to get in the evaluation. 15 days is like, let's say here, your profit goal is $3,000 for the 50K, so you need to trade a minimum of 15 days. So you need to take at least one trade for 15 trading days. Um, so you need to you need to average $200 in profit a day to get it done in 15 days. For the 25K account is right now it's on sale for this entire month for $90. Normally it's 150. $90 per month for the evaluation in order to in order to trade with an account valued at 25,000. So you start off with well, I mean, that's the average. So like you might have one day where you only have 300, and the next day you have, I'm sorry, where you have 300, next day you might have 100, or you might have one day where you're down 200, you end up down $200, and the next day you're up $400. So you average $200 a day for 15 days, or for that matter, you could do $600 for 5 days, and then just do one quick trade for the rest of your 10 days, just so you get the $3,000. Your profit goal is $3,000, and you have however long you want to do it, but it has to be at least 15 days. I mean, you could, if you only get $100 a day and you want to take 30 trading days, that's fine as well. It's however you want to do it, or however whatever it takes you. $3,000 for the 50K account. For the 25K account, it's let me bring that back up. For the 25K account, it's $1,750. Uh, Again, you can take as long as you want. It's just one of the rules is you have to trade for a minimum of 15 days. You can trade as long as if it takes you 15 months, you can do that for whatever reason. If it's but you just have to trade a minimum of 15 days to for the evaluation. So if you take the 25K account, 1750, oops, divided by 15. Yeah, that one you only need $117 a day average. Again, if you only get $20 a day and you want to take however long that would take, that's fine. Any other questions, Al? Okay. Have a good night, Al, and send me that PM if you haven't already so I can get you those materials. And on that note, I think I'm going to wrap up tonight's stream. Awesome. I'll talk to you there. I'm back streaming tomorrow morning at 7:30 Eastern time for the other half of this trading day. Hopefully, we'll get some good momentum. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks. Bye.